The labels feature of Factor Superstar might seem minor, but you'll find that you use it a lot and it's a big time saver. You can print labels for address labels for sales orders, component labels, and general labels for whatever you want. Here's an example of a label. So you go to a sales order, you click label, and you click print. The label format here has been set up for use with a 6x4-inch label printer. This is the most common format used by Amazon and big shippers, and the printers and labels are cheap to buy, so we recommend them. Just to clarify, these labels are not the same labels that your shipping company will provide. These labels are what you'd use to internally label goods so that you know what's in a package and where it's going, and to provide an element of professionalism and traceability to what would otherwise be nondescript packages. Factor Superstar is clever, but it doesn't interact directly with couriers, as there's just too many ways of doing that. You book a package in with a courier using whatever method they provide, and use Factor Superstar to record how you're dispatching it so you can keep tabs on how everything is being delivered. You select your printer here, and this is our label printer, and click print. I have a label printer here, the cable's a bit short, and as you can see it just printed off this label, which is the same as what's on the screen. I can scan this QR code that's printed in my phone or tablet, which is useful if you have a tablet in your workshop as a process screen, just using the camera on the phone, so you don't need to download a particular app. And it takes me to the sales order page here, where I can see all the history of this order. The return address on the label can either be your business address, which you configure in company settings, or you can override this in a sales channel. So if you make things for another company, you can add their return address here instead. You can also add a logo if you want, like this one here. Again, go to company settings. There's a box here in the label page which allows you to add notes. So you'll see when I write, it appears here on the label. This show hide main text button here comes in very handy. Basically, it just hides the text that Factor Superstar generated, and you can type whatever you want in the box, this box here. So it allows you to easily print labels. After adding this feature, we found that we used it all the time, even for random things like generating postage labels on letters or labeling things in the office. It means you don't have to use some other software package to just print a label. So this label, the default label, is set up for 6x4 labels, but you can add whatever label size you want, and you don't have to use a specific label printer. You can use a normal printer and use label sheets to print your labels. Here's one I made earlier, it's 6x6 inch. So if you want to print in this size instead, you just select it from the list and print as before, and you can see that it resizes it instantly. To set up a new label size, click on your name, click on settings, then labels, and then click add label format and fill in the boxes. The width and the height are just the width and height of the box on the label that's printed. So you'll probably want this to be a bit smaller than the label itself so it doesn't go over the edge of the label. The left margin and the top margin just allow you to position the label properly. Just physically measure your label using a ruler and enter in the measurements here. It might take a bit of trial and error to get right, but it's pretty simple, and you can go back and print a test label here. You can also change which label is the default by clicking on this star button. You can also print labels for components. So go to the inventory and click on a component and click label. These are good for labeling packages or shelving bays, and again you have the same features as before. And that's it.